Do you have any information about these drones that are flying over the United States right now? Is this China surveillance?
I don't know. But what I do know is that I think that the administration needs to be more forthcoming with information that they have. If they believe that some of these lights in the sky are civilian aircraft, then show us. Secondly, I'm getting a classified briefing along with my fellow Republicans and Democrats as to the nature of these drones. And so we need as much information as possible.
You want to know what this drone story is starting to slowly remind me of? It's slowly starting to remind me of the early days of the beer bug. The early days of the lockdown. You remember when the beer bug first came about, how everyone was kind of glued to the news, watching as slowly but surely it was spreading across America. And every couple of days you would turn on the news and they would say, oh, now there's cases in this state. Now there's cases in this city. And no one really wanted to take it seriously until they turned on the news and the news said there were cases in their city. And even the people who didn't take it seriously then, they still kind of reacted in weird ways, like going out and buying up all of the toilet paper. That's kind of what this drone situation is reminding me of. Minus the toilet paper madness, although that could come soon. But it reminds me of how, like, every day we wake up, we turn on the news, and it's a new state. It's a new city affected by this weird, crazy situation. And for weeks there, for like a month there, you know, most people felt like they couldn't relate to this story because we were just talking about the sightings in New Jersey. Now, the people in New Jersey were all like, yeah, this is a real deal. You know, this is happening. It's kind of freaky or whatever. But people, you know, across the country, you know, they felt disconnected from the story. Well, now this story has a way of bringing everyone together just in time for the holidays, because now a lot more people can relate to the people of New Jersey. Because now we have California's added to the list. We have Ohio added to the list. We got New York. We got Connecticut. We got Pennsylvania. And now you could also add Massachusetts to the list. And possibly New Hampshire, although there are some discrepancies about the New Hampshire situation. Authorities at first said they were aware of drones in New Hampshire. Now they've walked it back. But Massachusetts, they're like, yeah, straight up, it's here. We got drones flying over Cape Cod. We got drones in the Boston area. So, I mean, slowly it's really starting to look like the early days of the beer bug madness, where, you know, this is kind of like a contagion that's spreading throughout the United States. And eventually they're going to come up with a solution to this contagion. But the solution isn't going to just be for the people of New Jersey anymore. No, it's going to be a nationwide solution. And that solution may be something kind of scary. It may be packaged in a way that makes it seem as if, oh, we're doing this to help you. But I'm not so sure anymore. Because the more this plays out, the more I'm leaning towards maybe this is a psyop. And I thought that was a possibility from the beginning. But I also think there's a strong possibility that enemy forces are doing this. And, you know, the people in charge of America kind of freaking suck. All right? But let's go ahead and roll this news clip really quickly. Let's hear a little bit more about what's going on in Massachusetts now. Just add it to the list, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Last night, people all over the state reported seeing drones flying in the skies. Our Mary Marcos joins us live from Boston right now. And Mary, what exactly is being said right now about these sightings in our area?
Well, Darren, Governor Maura Healey says she is aware of these sightings and monitoring it closely, but that's not exactly comforting to people who are seeing these drones flying right around their house.
I mean, they were huge.
Lindsay Muto saw a dozen drones the size of an SUV hovering around her house.
It's very concerning and unnerving and unsettling.
The mother of two is one of many people across Massachusetts and New Hampshire who caught the unconfirmed sighting on video, similar to the drones that have been seen flying around New Jersey in recent weeks.
So I went back inside and I actually called our local police department.
To my knowledge, I think we were one of the first departments to bring it to anybody's attention.
The Harwich chief sent out a release to let people know police are aware. He says an off-duty officer saw two similar drones near the station that same night.
And we don't know what these are. We don't know if they're associated. They're just similar to the reports from other parts of the country.
Meanwhile, more than 150 miles away in Barrington, New Hampshire, another family caught a similar sight on camera.
We never thought we would see it on our backyard.
They were only about 200 foot off the ground, about the size of a mid-size SUV, probably about 8 foot long.
Now everyone is asking for answers.
Yeah, I think we definitely need some answers. I think a lot of us are a little concerned. You know, we have little kids at home. These things are flying over our house.
I don't think anybody's comfortable with it. We just want to figure out what is this and kind of go on with our lives.
Now, both Massachusetts and New Hampshire State Police are aware of these reports of drone sightings. The FAA is keeping a close eye on it as well. FBI Boston declined to comment.
Does anyone find this story just absolutely frustrating? I know I do. But I think we got to be careful here not to have an emotional response to this story. We can't be too emotional about this. We got to be logical, because whoever is behind this, they want a response from us. They want us angry or agitated. Like if this is one of our enemies, they definitely want to agitate us. And if this is the US government, they want us getting so angry that we're looking to them, asking for solutions. Hey, you need to solve this problem. And, you know, I'm starting to worry more about the solution to these drones as opposed to the drones themselves. Because I think this is a very slippery slope. And, you know, this story has dragged out so long, it's almost as if they want people furious and enraged and willing to accept whatever the government decides to do about this, right? Like, for example, if there was just one day of drone sightings and the government was like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to implement this, we're going to do this, a lot of people would say, hey, that's too extreme. One day of drone sightings, y'all need to chill out. I'm not willing to give up my rights and my privacy or this and that for a simple drone sighting. But let's say this plays out for months. It's already been playing out for over a month. Let's say it plays out for, you know, longer and longer and longer. The more frustrated and agitated and almost desperate people get for a solution. And when people are at their most desperate, they will accept just about anything. And I think they're going to want people to accept a lot when it comes to whatever solution they come up with for this problem. So we got to be very careful. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Don't accept just any solution, because the solution can wind up being bigger than the problem. Or at the very least, the solution could be a problem that lasts longer than whatever these drone incursions are. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm very worried about that. And I am definitely looking at this from that angle right now. In fact, it's the main angle that I'm looking at the story from right now. But you all let me know what you think down below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.